Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Let's talk about 8K TV, shall we? It's an interesting subject after all. All right, so we're in Amazon and I'm looking at TV sets and I'm like, ooh, 8K, ooh, that looks so interesting. And the price tags give you a coronary. Okay, like we're talking $6,300 for an 8K TV. Ooh, QLED. Do you not? Let me make something really clear right now. The majority of the population on this planet have no freaking clue what any of these specs mean. Okay, Tap View, PC on TV, Q Symphony, built-in Alexa. Okay, people understand Alexa, right? But Class Crystal 4K HD TV, Ultra HD. This is like $579 4K TV, 15 inch. It's got all these other things, but the 8K stuff, Atmos Gaming Smart TV. What the heck is Dolby Atmos? 32 times Dolby Atmos Gaming Smart TV. Most people have no freaking clue what that actually means. Quantum HDM HDR. Okay, what's that mean? Object Tracking Sound Plus. Okay, we understand ultra slim design. It's thin. Okay, we got it. 5 grand. $4,000 for a 75-inch 8K with 32 times Dolby Atmos gaming smart TV. Okay, problem with a lot of these smart TVs is they're pretty stupid. Okay, I mean we've got a Bulva smart TV, and it's nice. It's 65 inch. It's got a nice picture and everything, but we can't view anything in 4K even unless it's done in 4K. And unfortunately, when 4K even came out, they didn't do very many movies in 4K. In fact, I can count them probably on one hand, maybe a hand and a half. How many movies actually got released in 4K? And now they're pushing for 8K, and the prices are astronomical. 4K was astronomical enough when it first came out, and of course now it's kind of the way of the dodo bird, because nobody really produced anything. And currently there's a documentary and possibly a version of Star Wars. There's a YouTube video about it, that is being viewed in 8K. Now, is it upscaled from 4K? Because then that's not really true 8K. And unless it's cut in 8K, it's not 8K. And you can't see 8K unless you have an 8K TV. You can't see 4K unless you have a 4K TV. And computers are no different either. Okay? You cannot view 4K footage or 2K footage even if you only have a 1080p screen. You can't view it. I mean, you can view it as far as firing up the file and you can play the file, but you don't get to actually see what that 2K is about or that 4K is about, and further up the ladder, okay? So that begins to be a bit of a problem. And the majority of people that own computers in this world have 1080p screens. They can't afford 2 or 4K displayed computers because the cost goes up and up and up the higher the resolution you want to go to. You need a more and more powerful video card, more and more powerful processor. You need more RAM in the computer to run the programs, etc. Okay, so that becomes a bit of a problem. Now, Apple has the exception on the as far as the computer world goes. The majority of their laptops are already above 2K resolution. Okay, so that's not a problem. Don't try editing 4 or 8K footage on a Mac laptop even that only has just above 2K resolution, because it's going to be completely pointless to you, because again you have the same problem. You cannot actually see the footage properly for what it is if your screen does not support it. So that means an external display, which a lot of Mac owners, they also do not want to spend $5,000 on the elitist 16-inch Mac Pro laptop that has a 4K XDR ProMotion display in it, Liquid Retina at that, which is really freaking nice. Okay, so what they do is they go out and they buy a 4K display. Right now, the quality of the display depends upon their budget and how much they want to spend, because 4K is not an equal playing field either. Okay, and refresh rate does make a difference on doing things in 4K. Now, my particular 4K display right now, you can buy it on Amazon for about 300 and some bucks. Okay, or Staples, feel free, $500 for the exact same display. Buy it on Amazon. But either way, it is fixed at 60 hertz. The display is. Now, my Mac's bus, okay, my Mac Mini, I found out by putting a really high refresh display on it and trying different resolutions. The best I could pull, even on the lowest resolution setting, was 144 hertz. So I know I can do 144 hertz even up to 2K. But as soon as I jump to 4K, even on that high resolution screen that has the high refresh rate, I get stuck at 60 hertz. Okay, it's kind of like, that kind of sucks. Because, yeah, there's only so much poop in the video bus, right? But the video bus is great at 144 as long as I stay at 2K. So what if I had a display that was 240 hertz 4K? Could I get even part of that? No, I just finished telling you. It's 165 hertz already, and if I can only pull 144 hertz from the HDMI port, guess what? That's where I'm stuck at. Now, on the new Macs, of course, 2.1 HDMI, more hertz are available, okay, for refresh rate out of the video bus, okay? Basically same computer, but it's an M2 processor, and they finally give us HDMI 2.1, so that makes a big difference too, right? Things are weird all over, okay? PCs have a lot of similar issues, but worse issues yet. There's no PC on the planet right now that can run above a 4K display, okay? Zero, right? The cost is enormous. Manufacturers have said no way, because nobody's going to buy this display in 5K even, let alone the cost of the video card required to push that puppy. No one's going to do it, so we're not going to bother with it. So, how do you go beyond 4K then on a PC? Simple. You buy a TV set that is beyond 4K, and then you can play your video games in above 4K. That works fantastic, but what's an 8K TV going to cost you? Because it doesn't go 4, 5, 6, 7K, 8K on TVs. It goes 4 right into 8. And 8K TVs, well, you can get a cheap one for about $2,700, okay, in 8K. Let's see if we can find one even cheaper than that on Amazon. And not many people have even bought any of these. Like 6 sales on the 65-inch Samsung, and it's got like a 3.5 star rating. Oh, apparently not very good. Could explain a lot. $10,000 for a Sony 85-inch. The Bravia XR Mini LED 8K Ultra HD HDR Smart Google TV with Dolby Vision and Atmos. 2022 model at that. 2 people have bought it. Okay, 4-star rating. Obviously, it's got some issues too. Okay, now I don't believe anything is 5-star, to be honest. Even though one idiot here bought a 70-inch TV, and I don't even know. I'm gonna have to click it open, but he gave it a 5-star rating. Oh, it's only 4K at 60 hertz. Okay, that explains it. And that also explains why there's no price, because it's also no longer for sale. Anyways, $4,000 for a Samsung. The most expensive 8K TV I saw in here was from LG. It was $32,000. And I was like, clear, clear. 32 grand for a TV. Like, are people crazy? I mean, it's kind of like Mac and PC people. Mac people have a bit of an attitude. A lot of them do, okay? Now, I share a bit of that attitude because, if you want the best, you pay for it. And that's Apple. There's no two ways about it. But I'm also a PC person too. And I gotta say, PCs have come a long way over the years. They are getting better all the time, except for those new ARM tech stuff. Oh my gosh. They did worse than Apple with ARM, okay? The ARM systems that are out right now for Windows, they are absolutely sucky. They are like literally 5 times worse than Apple's first M1 chips. They're pathetic, okay? And yeah, people are actually buying these things, and I'm like, why would you buy something so disgusting? Spend the same money and buy a Mac. It's going to be way better for gaming than that thing. It's going to be way better for everything else too. Anyways, but PCs do outgame Macs. I'll give them that. So let's get that bit of, hoity-toity stuff over with, okay? We already know that gaming is definitely a PC thing. But that's changing. Apple's decided to go AAA gaming all in. Things are going to improve. We got M3s on their way out in a couple months. We're going to have M4s probably by 2025. I'm kind of holding my breath and waiting for the M4s. I don't even think we're going to see that great of a difference in the M3s, but I could be wrong. I hope I'm friggin' wrong because the M1 to the M2 was not that great of an improvement, okay? So they better do something with M3s that make them very exciting. Okay, but at least we're getting a new iMac apparently, which will be nice. But these TVs, okay, if you look up 8K movies, there's not much. Okay, oh wait, there is nothing other than maybe a documentary and maybe a Star Wars film. Maybe. We still don't know if that's 100% true, authentic 8K. However, we do know for a fact that when it came to 4K, not many movies were released, and nothing's been released ever since either. Okay, in 4K content. Okay, so 8K is the same thing, but 8K is even more higher priced than 4K ever was. I mean, 4K still wasn't that much out of reach. Okay, but $6,200, $32,000, $10,000, $4,000, $6,500. I mean, this is ludicrous money, and only elitist people can afford this stuff because nobody else can. I mean, I certainly can. I mean, frig, I'm like a lot of you. I'm below the poverty line. You know, I managed to put stuff on payments to afford stuff, but that's about the only way I can do it, right? And I'm looking at these and I'm going, but content. Look at 3D. Remember 3D TVs, right? Oh, you can watch movies in 3D. Number one, not many movies were produced ever in 3D. Not even for theaters, okay? There's never been very much, okay? 3D caused headaches, dizziness. Anybody who had epilepsy was in very big trouble watching 3D stuff, among other things it does to your eyes and your brain, you know. And it's like, yeah, but only the odd 3D movie is still produced now, the odd one. And I remember we went to the theater and we were watching, yeah, it was actually Star Wars, I believe, that was 3D. And I really wasn't all that impressed, to be honest, with the 3D that they did in it. I mean, I saw 3D stuff way back in the day at Science North that was actually better. I got to see a turtle swim in front of my face. I mean, this stuff is not up in your grill on the Star Wars thing the way I expected it to be. And it's like, that really kind of sucked. Oh well, you know. Anyways, it's a movie, you know, didn't bother my brain that much, but, you know, still, it still had an effect either way. But 3D is something that is it's a dead technology. 4K is kind of like, as far as movies go, yeah, I mean, a lot of YouTubers do 4K content, so there's a lot of 4K content that way. But movies we watch every day, there's not much out there at all. You can count it on two hands, pretty much, right? 8K, maybe two so far, if at all, in reality. But they're even saying that even with 8K, there will not be very much produced in 8K, obviously. You know, I mean, the expense to do even a movie in 8K, like a regular movie we like to watch, is enormous compared to shooting it in 4K or 2K or even 1080p, which you will find that anything that you watch on satellite, for example, everything is 1080p. Your TV is downscaled to 1080p. It's a given, okay? We had satellite. That's exactly what we saw on everything, okay? I have yet to see my TV switch over into 4K mode or even 2K mode on Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. None of that stuff has got any real content or that I've even found that's going to take advantage of my 4K TV, other than maybe the picture might be a little bit better than 1080. Because see, what happens here is if you've got a 4K TV, you basically, all you're getting for your content consumption is a better 1080p picture. Okay, that's about it. And that's what they're talking about here too on these 8K TVs, is though there's no real content out there, you can still take advantage of the 8K because you would be able to sit closer to the TV. How freaking close do you need to sit to your TV? And besides, you should know as well as any other human being in this world, you don't need to be that smart to figure this out, that the closer you sit to a screen, the less you visually see. So why would you want to sit that close? Okay? You remember CRT TVs, okay, vacuum tube TVs? That's what we had in the beginning, right? The further you sat away, the better that picture looked. The closer you were, the more uglier it looked. And the more it hurt your eyeballs, too. Don't sit that close to the TV, you'll go blind. No, you won't go blind necessarily, but you're going to get a headache and your eyes are going to hurt and you're going to see all those pixels just explode to hugeness. But if you sat back 15 feet, hey, great picture in comparison, right? Well, that's the whole thing too. Even with computer screens, it's nice to have, sitting 3 feet or 2 feet in front of your computer screen, and you get a beautiful picture. But you need a beautiful screen with beautiful resolution in order to pull that off. Okay, I have a 4K display on my Mac, which I also share with my gaming laptop, and I get a really amazing picture sitting within 3 feet. Now, if I pull back further away, not only do I get to see more of what's going on now, okay, behind me, you get to see more of me the further I go back, but the picture quality's still great, right? And then if I get really close up here, it's kind of like, centrally my face is clear, but everything else behind me blurs out. It's kind of the nature of cameras, right? So, it's kind of, it's a weird thing, right? But it's really smooth. It's really the clarity in 4K is amazing, But I mean, you got to spend a few bucks, right? So there is something to be said about the more you pay, the better you get, but that has limitations to it, right? And a lot of them, right? But when it comes to computer people, right? Let me see what my time is. 16 minutes. When it comes to computer people, I mean, Windows computers can't actually run anything more than a 4K display, either internally or externally at this time. Okay, and external, the only way you can go above 4K is to plug into a TV set's HDMI port, and which means you would need like an 8K TV, right? Because it goes 4K, 8K. It doesn't go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It goes 4 to 8. So you're gonna have your games being the only thing that you can get more out of on an 8K TV. But then you better have a really powerful computer, powerful video card, and a lot of RAM on that computer too to run everything right, to play that game, because you need FPS. And we talked about this yesterday in a video about resolution, refresh rate, and FPS, and how the more resolution you demand, the less FPS you're going to get. And then the only way to make up the difference is more and more powerful video cards, okay? You ever wonder why 5K isn't even available in the PC world? For a display? I mean, 4K is out there now, okay? For laptops at least, okay? And 4K on desktops, definitely, okay? But you're still, if you want refresh rate out of 4K, you're going to have to pay a lot of money for higher than 60 hertz, okay? And I do mean a lot of money. And to run that thing at that hertz level at 4K, you better have a really powerful video card, etc., etc. We went through all this in the video. And it is all factually true information, okay? So dispute all you want. It ain't going to help you out any. Facts are facts, right? So, and you learn about this stuff as you go along in life, right? You learn about resolutions and refresh and FPS and games and all this, right? So, I mean, I know all this stuff, right? And this is why I'm trying to help you guys out. But an 8K TV is just ridiculous, okay? I mean, it's just beyond me. The price of these things is just ludicrous, okay? For an extra 4K that you can't even really use other than playing video games with. PCs would take a better advantage of them for video games than a PlayStation will, because PlayStation is limited to its current resolution, okay? Computer games, I mean, Far Cry 1, I've been playing that game for like 18 years, right? That game was very limited, but only because the systems were limited in what they could do, right? And the more powerful our computers got, the more resolutions all of a sudden popped up we could go to. So I actually have run that game on an iMac 27-inch 5K Retina with Windows 10, because it's the only Mac that Apple ever made that could actually do this properly with Windows 10, because the screen is built in, okay? But I did this with Windows 10. I ran the game at 5K. the most I can expect out of my current setup is an external display, which is my 4K, and I can play the game in 4K, which is a really nice 4K display. It really is, okay? I wouldn't say it's as close to the 5K Retina. It is an IPS panel after all, but it's really darn nice. Okay, so I'm quite happy with it. But I share this screen with my Mac and my PC, right? So my PC, I'm playing games because I can't run Windows unless I do Parallels or some other program out there, okay, that allows me to have access to Windows. And I'm not about to screw up my computer doing that sort of stuff, and I'm not paying for that. So it's kind of like, well, what's the other option? You want a PC computer, and you got a real Windows computer, period. On the Mac, it allowed us to have a real Windows computer and a real Mac in one machine, which was quite good. You just restart your computer, hold down Option, Mac OS. Restart computer, hold down Option, Windows. Thank you. And it ran for real. No emulation or any of that garbage. Okay? That was the greatest thing about Intel processors on Macs. Okay? And we did an amazing pile of gaming on Macs running Windows. Even if we had only a 2K display, it didn't matter. We did it, right? But since ARM architecture came out, we lost access to Windows with Boot Camp, right? And all Boot Camp was is just simply it formats your drive live to a PC partition, and then you just throw in Windows and rebooted your computer, threw in a USB stick for the drivers, and boom, away you go. We can't do that anymore. And that's not Microsoft doing that to us. That was actually Qualcomm, okay, that did that to us. It has nothing even to do with Apple. Apple can't stop this, okay, or have it come back, okay? That's not Apple's choice. That's between Qualcomm and Microsoft, and Qualcomm right now holds the master key to this, so they're not giving up the ghost yet. Anyways, so that's how things kind of work in this world right now with computers and technology. But 8K, yeah, I don't see it as a very good investment. And for the advantage of sitting closer to the screen is pointless. Why would you want to sit closer and see less? Okay, I mean, the best thing I can give you on this, and we're out of here, is go outside at night, look at all the stars on a nice starry night. Those stars, some of them are thousands of light years away, okay, in distance, okay, so gazillions of miles away, yet we can see them with our eyes, yet we see only a certain amount of what our eyeballs can see in depth and in width perception, okay? And the same with telescopes too. They see a certain amount of depth and width in perception, and people think the universe is expanding, and they're crazy because it's not expanding. We're just getting better technology and going deeper and wider, so we get to see more of our universe, right? That's all that's really happening, other than the fact that, you know, when a few planets go supernova on us and they blow up, well, the universe does have to realign itself, which gives the appearance also of expansion in the universe as well. That's a whole other story, though. But anyways, I'll leave you with that thought to think about, too. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you liked it, or if you didn't. Well, you didn't. And if you're not subscribed, then please smash that subscribe button and the bell for notifications for new content. And we'll catch you on the next one. All right, so see ya.